Bryan from Airflow Music here once again. Welcome back. This is, not sure what we call this really. This is like the second day of an Exercise of the Week little series we're doing for Exercise of the Week 67 this week, where I'm just continuing to run through the exercise every day at a slightly different tempo, or dealing with something slightly different in how we're approaching it. So you have the opportunity to practice along with me and check out some of that process, and also have something to play along with for yourself. I hope that's helpful for you. If you missed Exercise of the Week 67, which I posted yesterday, you'll find the link in the description below or in the cards. By the time that got done, it was kind of later in the evening than usual, so you may not have seen it yet. So look out for that. The link is below. And the exercise we're doing this week is the major pentatonic scale version of the second Clarke technical study. So major pentatonic Clarke 2s. I talked a little about how the pentatonic scale is formed in yesterday's video, so for more information about that, do make sure you watch that one if you haven't already. Apart from that, we're just going to change it up slightly today. I'm going to continue through and play all the keys on the sheet rather than just the first 13 like I did yesterday, so all 21. I'm going to once again aim to take just 2 bars rest in between lines and keep moving. If I do make a mistake or something really isn't right, then I may start over. But I'm going to aim to get through cleanly in one take. We'll see how I do. This is an experiment for me as well. Running exercises like this under these conditions with the camera running and all the nerves that brings, because there's, potentially several hundred or even a few thousand of you watching this. The other thing we're dealing with that's different to yesterday is we're going to increase the tempo slightly. So this is now at 100 beats a minute. Quarter note or crotchet equals 100. For the time being, I'm continuing to make the repeat but slur both times. I think we'll probably do something different to that in a subsequent video. But for right now, 100 beats a minute, make the repeat, slurred all the way through. And all the other good stuff. Looking for smoothness, comfortably soft volume, and particularly as these get higher and higher, really try and not get too loud. It's pretty easy to play these softly low down. It's a little more challenging as we get through the register. Okay? So, I'm not going to say too much more about this. Let's get into the play along. this key, D major. It's D major down low as well. One more time. Number 18, D major. 1, 2. Okay, overall, once again, it wasn't too bad of a run all the way through that exercise. As before, there's still some things that can be smoother, and in particular on that time it was, well, the three big things: playing number 5, the low D flat major, my low B flats weren't speaking, and then number 6 and number 18, both the D majors, had false starts on those. Just fracked those notes a little bit. So I started over because I want to get off to a good start and try and get the air moving nicely. That's not something I'm necessarily going to worry about, as it just happens, you know, unless it's something that becomes a tendency and I start to see it every day. Okay? You know, I'm not going to obsess about that too much. I've noted it. I know that it happened. I'll watch out for it next time, see if I can feel something that I'm doing that's causing that. You know. Likewise, maybe watching it, I'll notice something, or maybe you'll notice something watching it, and you can say, well, you didn't breathe. You breathed kind of weird for that key, or something like that. You know, if you spot something like that, by all means comment, you know. As long as you're kind and respectful, that's all good. I'm not afraid of criticism, you know, but let's talk to each other respectfully. Apart from that, it went pretty smoothly. A couple of things didn't speak here and there, and honestly, taking such a short break in between, I kind of feel that workout by the end of running through all 21 lines. Basically without a break, apart from just before number 18 where I screwed it up a couple of times and started over. But that's okay. Now I take a little rest while I sort the rest of this video out, and then when I come back to practicing a little later, everything will be in place, everything will be good. Okay, anything else you've noticed about this exercise? What do you think about this tempo? 100 beats a minute, as I said. Need a little more time running through at this tempo? Maybe tomorrow we'll add the articulation at this tempo. I think that's probably what we'll do. Okay? So, meantime, if you haven't downloaded the PDF yet to practice for yourself, the link is down below in the description box. So go and grab that from the Airflow Music online store. And other than that, I'll see you back here for another run tomorrow. And in the meantime, go practice.